What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day today and I hope it gets even better from watching this video. If you wake up feeling anxious, restless, or already stressed, it's not just in your head, it's your nervous system stuck in fight or flight. And instead of shocking your body awake every single morning with loud noise, caffeine, your phone, here are 10 things I do that gently reset my nervous system, and the vast majority of them are completely free. I challenge you to try them for a week and just see how you feel. And I promise you that not only your morning, but also your body, your mind, and the rest of the day is gonna feel completely different. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about self-improvement, but I like to make them very actionable. Here are the tips, the tricks, the to-do list, if you will, to make a difference that you're actually gonna notice. So if that works for you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can also check out my social media if you wanna see more of my personal life. And without further ado, let's get into it. I feel like for me, over the past year, I really realized how much my body was stuck in fight or flight and how dysregulated my nervous system was. It all started with a very traumatic event that I went through, and afterwards I just felt like everything would stress me out so much more. I was tired constantly. I wasn't getting good sleep. My eye was twitching constantly. And I even had hormonal and digestion issues that I never had before. That's when I really started researching the nervous system and how much it impacts your entire body. And I personally found that the things that helped me the most were the things that I do in the morning. So instead of shocking my nervous system awake every single morning, I found really effective, but really easy and free practices, tips, and tools that have made and are continuing to make a massive difference in my life. So without further ado and any further yapping, here are the 10 tips that have made the biggest difference for me. Number 1, switch your alarm clock to something relaxing. So this one is obviously very simple and completely free. So instead of your alarm sound being stressful and super loud and that being your first experience in the morning and jolting your nervous system awake, choose something that obviously wakes you up but sets a very peaceful and relaxing tone for your day. Bonus points is if your alarm clock is not on your phone, so that your phone is not the first thing that you look at every time you wake up. If you're willing to invest, I highly recommend looking into the sunrise alarm clocks, just because they wake you up with a light that resembles a sunrise, which is obviously how we would naturally wake up. The Philips wake up light is the most popular, but there's also Lumi and Hatch Restore, so you can look into those if you're willing to invest a little bit. If not, just switch the sound on your phone. I really like bird sounds and then a melody, a very relaxing melody that slowly starts to play in the background. Those are my favorite, but obviously find something that's relaxing to you. But what we don't want to do is spike your cortisol first thing in the morning with a loud, intense alarm. Number 2, waking up in a clean and calming bedroom. Basically, a safe and cozy environment signals to your body that it can relax. Plus, it helps you to get quality sleep. So things like mood lighting and certain very relaxing scents, having cozy blankets, just making it an environment that feels safe and calming to you is going to change the quality of your sleep so much. And sleep really is the number one overnight nervous system reset. So a cozy, relaxing bedroom is going to help you to get quality sleep, but it's also going to allow you to wake up in an environment that feels safe and calming, which sets the tone for your day, obviously. You don't want to wake up already feeling stressed because of the chaos around you and the clutter. You want to wake up feeling like you're waking up in your sanctuary. One thing that I can't not mention that has really changed the way I feel and the way I process the tough things that have happened and the negative effects they had on my nervous system is therapy. And I feel like summer can be a bit of a weird season because it's supposed to be this season of joy and happiness and being super social and doing so many things. And a lot of people often feel off or that pressure of I have to be happy, I have to have a good time, can really make you feel even worse. And seeing how seemingly happy everyone is can really make you feel lonely or sad if you're already going through something. So whether you're struggling with a dysregulated nervous system, loneliness, a seasonal shift in mood, social burnout, or just feeling off, therapy can really help you and be that steady support system that we all need. A therapist can really help you understand what's going on emotionally and guide you through the harder seasons, even when they're supposed to be sunny. Therapy isn't just for when things fall apart. It's also for moments when things just feel off and you can't explain why. BetterHelp is the paid partner of today's video, and they're making it easier to start therapy from anywhere online. Just fill out a short questionnaire and get matched with a licensed credentialed therapist in as little as a few days. And if your first therapist isn't a good fit, it, you can switch anytime at no additional cost. With over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 Trustpilot rating, BetterHelp is definitely a platform you can trust. So click the link in the description box or go to betterhelp.com/Nika and get 10% off your first month of therapy. The vibe of your morning is going to be softly and slowly. Think gentle, okay? Because you can do everything. Like you can drive your car, you can brush your teeth, you can eat in a very like stressful, urgent, rushing type of way, or you can do it in a very calming, relaxing way. So that is going to be the tone of your morning. So when you wake up, when your alarm goes off, instead of like jumping out of bed and rushing, what you can do is like sit up in your bed so that you don't fall back asleep, obviously. Slowly stretch, take a few deep breaths. I like to do something like this just because it's very like calming to me. It's like getting a hug from someone. And then get out of bed and open up your blinds. Natural light basically tells your brain to stop producing melatonin, and it resets your circadian rhythm, which basically regulates energy and sleep quality. And obviously you feel more awake naturally, plus it boosts your mood and basically tells your body that it's time to start the day. The next thing that is honestly one of the easiest things you can do and really like a game changer, not only in the mornings, but whenever you're feeling stressed or anxious and like you're in that fight or flight, is to do a cold face dip. So what you can do is basically dip your face into cold water and hold your breath for around 15 seconds. You can obviously do less if you can't hold your breath for that long. It literally slows your heart rate and it activates the parasympathetic system. Basically, it's like an instant reset button for your stress. So another thing you can do if you don't want to do a cold face dip, if you already take showers in the morning, use very cold water at the end of your shower and it basically has the same effect. I don't like to do that, okay? I like my hot showers, so a face dip works for me, but whatever works for you. Next up, tea instead of coffee. I like to fully avoid caffeine in the mornings just because I'm very sensitive to caffeine. It makes me very jittery and anxious and throws off my nervous system. It's just not for me. But I do like the experience of drinking something hot in the morning, and the whole routine of like making tea slowly wakes me up. I just really love the process. So I like to make mint tea or ginger tea or something like that. But caffeine basically spikes your cortisol and your adrenaline. So that's why you can feel anxious and jittery after drinking caffeine. And on the flip side, herbal teas help basically soothe your digestion and basically keep your energy stable. So basically, instead of starting your day on edge and crashing later, you feel steady, grounded, and energized in like a more calm way. Next up, this one was a huge game changer for me, and that is to not skip breakfast and not wait too long until you eat breakfast. The second one is what I was doing. I was basically doing like intermittent fasting without like realizing it. I would wake up at 8 and like eat at 11 or even later. And I didn't even realize that it was actually making my body stressed. Like I just had no idea because I was so used to it. But low blood sugar really stresses out our nervous system. So now I like to eat within like 30 minutes of waking up. And for me, I realized that eating in that time frame and eating like a gut healthy and protein rich breakfast made me feel the best, not only in my morning, but also for the rest of the day. It makes a massive difference. A balanced breakfast stabilizes your blood sugar, it fuels your brain, and it supports your gut. And your gut is very linked to mood and stress regulation. So no hanger, no like mid-morning crash that I used to get all the time, no unnecessary added stress that I didn't even realize I was under, just like steady energy and like genuinely a much more like calm, regulated mind. Another thing that has really helped me is to keep my mornings a distraction-free and information-free zone. I used to read like self-help books or listen to a podcast or obviously like go on my phone and scroll on social media, and that bombards your brain with so much information, which can obviously be stressful or it can impact your mood. And I really didn't want to be impacted so much in the mornings. I wanted to be in my own little calming, relaxing bubble. So the most important part is to keep your mornings screen-free, but I also like to avoid books, podcasts, like anything that could impact my mood and my stress levels. I just, again, like to be in my own calm little bubble and sanctuary. The only thing that I might listen to here and there is calming music, like meditation music or like nature sounds, like the forest or waves or rain, something like that feels nice from time to time, but most of the time I'm just in the quiet and it's so peaceful and so nice and I feel completely different. So highly recommend trying that out. A lot of the time people that are very into like healing and self-discovering and self-help, bombard their days with so many different things that are of course meant to help, but a lot of the time, especially when it comes to your nervous system, less is more, especially when it comes to your mornings when we are a lot more sensitive. If you do anything, at least stay off social media, because it not only spikes your cortisol, but it also hijacks your dopamine system. So just a big no. Next up, I wanted to mention a few practices that really help to regulate your nervous system. And you should definitely not do all of these. Again, less is more. Doing all of this would personally stress me out. So I would do 1 or 2 at the most. So number 1 is morning pages. That is basically where you free flow write. It's basically like a brain dump. So you write everything that's in your mind. You don't need a specific practice, like any prompts or anything like that. Just get a journal, a piece of paper, write your thoughts. It really, really helps to clear your mind. Next up is like slow stretching or a very slow yoga flow where you're like focusing on your breath and you're doing things very slowly. Again, that is the key. That is like my favorite thing to do in the mornings. That makes me feel the best just because it's very meditative, but I'm also moving my body, making my body feel a lot less tense. So what I did is I just tried a bunch of different like morning yoga flows that I found on YouTube. And then I just created my own practice of like yoga moves that I like. So it's something I'm like looking forward to. And I'm not thinking like, oh, this move is coming up that I hate. You know, the next thing that I actually started adding to my routine recently that really, really, really helps and is so easy and simple and quick is to shake your body. So literally just shake in whatever way feels good. You don't need any particular routine or anything. You might feel silly at first. It doesn't matter. It just gets rid of that excess like nervous energy. And it's really good to do when you're anxious in general throughout the day. It's just a like good thing to have in your toolbox that you don't need to learn about because it's so intuitive and simple. Amazing if you're processing trauma as well, just as a side note, because a lot of animals, as they're like getting attacked and their escape, it's a very stressful experience. Obviously, they like naturally shake their body completely to get rid of that stress. It's something very natural to do. So definitely try it out. Next up is a mindful walk. So if you have time in the morning or if walking is a part of your commute, not listening to anything is way more calming. Like I used to walk and listen to either even like music, but especially podcasts or like YouTube videos. It's so nice to have that time to yourself where you just let your mind wander and you're actually present and you're like noticing the things around you. It really, really helps and it makes you a lot more relaxed. What you can do is you can like focus on a color every day. So one day you focus on the color yellow and then you point anything that's yellow on your walk. So that way you stay very present and you're looking around you. Another thing that's very, very easy and simple, and it's a good practice, again, to have in your toolbox as you go throughout your days, your life, is to do a body scan. So that's basically where you sit, you can close your eyes, and you just check in with how your body is feeling. So you might notice that your shoulders or your neck is very tense, or you feel heaviness in your chest. Like having that awareness of your body is so helpful because a lot of the time when our nervous system is completely out of whack and we're constantly in fight or flight, we don't even notice these things. So like checking in is so important, and it's simple and it's free and it's really easy. It doesn't take a lot of time also. And the last one on my list is EFT tapping. So if you've seen like people tapping on social media, it's supposed to do wonders for our nervous system. I personally haven't tried it out much, so I'm not an expert in any shape or form, but there's a lot of like tutorials online of how you can do it. So it's definitely something I want to look into and like try it out, see if it helps, but people rave about it. So I wanted to mention it anyway. And the last tip that I wanted to mention that not all of us can do, I know, but it's very important and it's not talked about a lot, and that is to focus on connection and spending time with a loved one. So if it's cuddling with your partner when you wake up, or getting a hug before they go to work, or if you have an animal like a cat or a dog and like petting them and cuddling them for a bit. Physical affection releases oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone that really lowers cortisol and really soothes our nervous system. And in today's world, a lot of people are really lacking that connection and that physical affection. So if you do have that right now, definitely take advantage of it. You basically feel loved, safe, and connected, and that's the best baseline for your day. Alrighty guys, that is it for this video. I really, really hope this helped you and gave you some ideas of things you can do in the morning to regulate your nervous system and just feel a lot better in your mind, your body, your day. It really makes a massive difference, and So many of these things are so simple and easy, just like a tiny little switch in your day. If you did like this video, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can also check out my social media if you want to see more of my personal life. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you really soon.